Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? What's good? This is your boy JTL, aka Opposite from the Norm 18, back with another one. All right. So, I'm making a new show segment called Don't Ask Steve. And the reason why I'm making that is because a lot of us brothers know in these male spaces, Steve gives horrendous advice a lot of the time. Now, I may do a couple episodes where like maybe Steve was right. Oh, Steve's advice wasn't that bad. But right now it's gonna be don't ask Steve. You feel me? But I need y'all to do one thing for your boy before I get started. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. Let's get there.
Where's Katrina and Douglas?
Hi, James. Hi, Steve. I've been married for almost 17 years, and for that time, I've been the one that handles the finances. Recently, it just became too much, so I asked my husband to take over.
Now they said they've been married for about 17 years. Whew, they they still look good for their age, so they must have got married at like 17 or something. But let's continue.
And he's done a great job. He's implemented some ways to save. However, he's cut out the things I like to spend money on, and it's causing us to bump heads. So I'm trying to figure out what we can do so that we are not bumping heads.
Yeah, and Steve and James, since I've taken over the finances, I would just like a lot more respect from Katrina on the decisions that I'm making instead of us getting into what we call intense fellowship about it.
Now let's talk about that real quick. She couldn't handle the finances, so she gave the role to her husband, right? And now she has a problem with him cutting things that she likes to spend money on. And he's saying he would like respect for him doing the job. Y'all keep that in mind, all right? Before we get to their answers.
James, what do you think?
Well, I would say that this isn't really a question about finances. This is a problem about control and about power, right? Because, power is a strange thing. When someone gives you power or trusts you to have power, you can use it or you can abuse it. She's trusted you with something really significant. She's letting you manage the finances for the family. And so when there are cuts that need to be made, those cuts have to be felt by everybody in the house, right? And they shouldn't just be felt by her. They have.
Now, what y'all think about that? Control and power, that's what it's about. She voted to give him the responsibilities and he took it. And he doesn't seem to think that he's getting respect. And this good doctor here says everybody in the house should feel it, not just her.
Have to be something that you feel as well. I know a lot of men who understand that, when they're trusted with stewardship of their family in that way, when they can handle the finances in that way, they would go without a lot of the things they want to make sure that their wife and their children had the things that they wanted them to have, right?
That's what the problem comes in at. He's saying the guys goes without and the women and children get to have. Now, we do have a lot of situations like that has happened. But if you notice, the families that usually are doing good is when the father's in control and they respect it. Whether they like it or not, they ain't got no choice but to respect it. But the problem is happy wife, happy life. That's the mentality him and Steve speaks of all the time, and that is a problem. Because guess what? Men always go without having so that the woman and children can have. And guess what that turned into? Once the divorce, no fault divorce came into play and women can haul ass, the daddy kept getting the end of the stick, the shitty end. The woman took everything, if not half, and she get to take the children. That's the problem. We allowed that to go into our court system. It's supposed to be about fair, and it wasn't. And now they're preaching that to this young brother and young sister that he should feel it and not the wife and kids. Even though she's the one that's doing all the spending and it hurt. let's get back into the video.
So I think you have to realize there's a tremendous amount of trust that she's giving to you. And I think you have to make a point of using that power and using that trust that she's given you in a way that really respects how much you love her. So that's the first thing I'd say. And here's what I'd say to you. I think
good.
one of the concerns that you have to realize is it's a tough job, right? You sometimes have to make tough choices, and sometimes you have to be the bearer of bad news. And don't shoot the messenger. You can't get mad at him for being the one to do that because you've trusted him with something, and he has to be, he's too excited that I'm agreeing with him right now.
So excited.
But you have to trust the facts sometimes. But you know what? The fact that the two of you were able to talk about it in the way that you're talking about it, and the fact that both of you trust each other the way that you do, I think it's a great sign of your future, and I think it's great.
Thank you.
Can I ask a couple of questions? Because you said he's cut out some things that you like. Can you give me an example of some stuff he's cut out?
Well, I have a budget now when I go to the grocery store. It's if you go in to get one thing, well, let me know if we needed extra things. And I'm like, well, I just wanted to get the few extras. Or in the beauty department, you know, if I want to buy eyeliner or that mascara, I don't think he's ever understood how much those things cost. His resolution is for me to go back to work full time. And I'm like, that couldn't be the only, can we do something else?
See, that's the problem. If it's hurting the finances, and he suggests, baby, you might have to go back to work, regular job, because we got to cut out. We got things we need to take care of. And no, can we do something else? Yeah. Stop buying expensive shit. Stop going out and getting extras. And that is the problem with women a lot of times. They'll go out and get extra things, extra knickknacks, extra snacks, extra clothes, extra shoes. And it hurts the household. Y'all ain't got it like that to be spending like that. And a lot of women think being frugal helps. No, it can still hurt. Just because you won't buy one item for $50 does not mean you should go out and buy 10 items for $70. A lot of people don't understand frugalness. Frugal still can be a bad thing if you're spending a lot of money on multiple things. Just because they're cheaper does not make it any better. It don't make it any better because you go to Dollar Tree instead of go to Walmart and you still spending over the money that you spend at Walmart just because you get more. Come on.
Please.
Yeah. What this woman can't do is come in here and ask you for some eyeliner money.
No, it's not about her asking me for eyeliner money. It's just let me know.
She got to call you when she want to pick up more than one item from the grocery store. Now, she didn't let you take over, but you're crazy. This is the food budget. You got to sit down and talk to each other. That's the budget for food. Go ahead.
If you've been married this long, you know, you have to know. In a marriage, there's yours, mine, and ours.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the beauty department, it costs women way more money than it costs us.
That's because we don't wear that bullshit as men. We can go to the barbershop, get cleaned up, wash our face, and we good. We Gucci. But women overdo it with that mascara and all that, and they get dependent on it. That's where they mess up at.
They got to get nails, pedicures, manicures. They get all kinds of stuff. They got eyeliner, base, lipstick. You know, and
some of that shit they can do at home when it comes to their nails, especially. I know plenty of women that grew up as young girls that did it in order to do it at home for themselves and save a boatload of money.
You want that. Because look at her.
She's beautiful.
That's right.
Thanks, Steve.
Katrina Douglas, thank y'all. Nice.
All right, so that is my episode of Don't Ask Steve. Because, like I said, that whole, you know, she gotta have that. I mean, she's beautiful. Hell, no, that's the problem. Especially in our community. Now, Steve got the money to BS and let his wife do whatever. But for a young brother and sister like them that's trying to figure it out, they ain't got the time and the money to be bullshitting like that. Steve, they ain't millionaires too. And even if they were, it would heighten and mess up his money. And that's what women have to understand. If we're talking about women have to work these days, then women have to understand how we can work together and actually have something. What are we trying to do? We're trying to have a house, have a family, not have to struggle, take care of our kids, send them to college if they want to go to college, or start a business, invest them, whatever. But we got to see the bigger picture. And that's what I don't like about Steve. And I'm not sure a lot of guys in the space can understand that. Maybe some females, maybe a few females. You stop trying to sell women this dream. And that's the problem I have with his show. All he does is try to sell women his dream. And it's not really about marriage and marriage working. It's about tricking. Steve is an old head trick from back in the days. And that's what men believe in. Give her money, make her happy, she'll give you some honey. But for all my real men out there, we know better than that, because it ain't just about that. All right? This your boy JTL, aka Alpha North 18. Make sure y'all check me out every day. Posting something, even if it's just shorts. Holla at your boy, all right? Chill!